Good day, viewers. I'm Okochapi Marcel, and this is my channel. Yesterday, I took time to watch the meeting between the Trade Union Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress, and the federal government with the Speaker of House of Representatives. Today, there's supposed to be strike. It's supposed to commence today being Wednesday, but the Nigerian Labour Congress yesterday issued notice that they have called off the strike because of the meeting they had. So after taking time to watch the meeting, anyway, I am not fully satisfied for Nigerian Labour Congress to just call off the strike because the reason why they are going to strike has not been solved. So they were there negotiating about the money the federal government want to borrow to solve all this issue and palliative. That is not the reason why we were supporting them to go to strike. We were insisting that they should go to strike because we are saying that this subsidy that they remove now that hide the price of fuel, it has been paid for up to June. It is our money they used to pay for it. So what happens? How can we continue to buy fuel at 500 naira, 600 naira, whereas we have still paid the subsidy up to June? So we did not understand the situation. That is why we were supporting the Nigerian Labour Congress that for us to do a peaceful protest, for us to go on strike. But they have bowed to pressure. I don't really know if there is any hidden agreement they have with the federal government, though they said that if the federal government did not implement the agreement they made, that they are still going back to strike. So let me leave you to watch some short details about the meeting they had yesterday.
Representatives of the government and the Nigeria Labour Congress arrived at the presidential villa. It's the third in a series of meetings since President Bola Tinubu announced the removal of subsidy on petrol in his inaugural speech on May 29. This meeting comes after a previous deadlock with the NLC, who had declared an indefinite strike starting on Wednesday this week. It also comes a day after government had met with the Trade Union Congress in the absence of the NLC. After hours of deliberations, a recess was taken to consult with the National Executive Council of the NLC. However, the arrival of members of the Trade Union Congress, led by its president, signaled the continuation of the marathon meeting. After over 6 hours, Speaker of the House of Representatives discloses the outcome of the meeting in a 7-point resolution to include the establishment of a joint committee to review proposals for wage increase, as well as the review of the World Bank Finance Cash Transfer Scheme.
As you are aware, the $800 million loan did not really capture the low-income government workers. So we basically will be talking about how to include them in that scheme. 3, the federal government, the TUC, and the NLC to revive the CNG conversion program earlier agreed with labor centers in 2021 and work out detailed implementation and timing. 4, the labor centers and the federal government to review issues hindering effective delivery in the education sector and propose solutions for implementation. The centers and the federal government to review and establish the framework for completion of the rehabilitation of the nation's refineries. 6, the federal government is to provide a framework for the maintenance of roads and expansion of rail networks across the country. All other demands submitted by the TUC, and that's the 7th, all other demands submitted by the TUC to the federal government will be assessed by the joint committee. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen, the parties agreed as follows. 1, the NLC is to suspend the notice of strike forthwith to enable further consultations. 2, the TUC and the NLC to continue the ongoing engagements with the federal government and secure closure on the resolutions above. And finally, the labor centers and the federal government to meet on June 19, 2023, to agree on an implementation framework.
On his part, the NLC president explains their shift in demanding a reversal of the petrol price hike and calling off the planned strike.
You can see that nothing is yet in concrete terms. So So at a joint date, we'll go into more specifics to make sure this knotty issue is resolved. We have come with a more concrete reality and framework and alternative. The CNG alternative is better than the price even before the increment.
In the midst of the meeting, the National Industrial Court issued a restraining order against the organized labor from embarking on any form of strike, a ruling that the NLC president claimed to be unaware of. Adesuwa Omoran, Arise News.